on? All right, dog. I am feeling good about this topic today. Actually, let's get into. I hope you guys' day was good today. It's actually 11:34, October 2nd. Um, just got back from the gym. I haven't even showered, ate, or anything right now. I'm really excited to get into this because I got a really good topic today. And I really loved like posting the content I had yesterday and like the putting the work into it, and it was just a really good feeling. So I'm really feeling good about today too. Um, but I'm going to the Guardians game today. Game three wild card against Detroit. I'm hype. I'm hype. I'm hype. But yeah, I want to get into this topic. I got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I got eight different like bullet points, but some of them merge in with each other. So yeah, we'll get into it. All right. So the topic I got basically today, being able to feel every emotion, good or bad, and learning how to process it. You know what I mean? And being able to use it as a tool instead of uh, uh, I guess you could say expense, expense of the mind. Um, and the first one I got is not fighting the feeling of like actually letting it happen and finding out why you felt that way and how you can get out of it. You know what I mean? Because I know for me, anger has taught me a lot of things and a lot of boundaries that I have for myself now. So any anger that I have had, it takes a lot for me to get angry. But when I do have the anger, now that I know that's a boundary that I do not want to cross with myself, or I don't want anyone to cross with me. Um, and yeah, and I don't know if I'm rushing this or not. Like I felt like the last one I was able to flow off a little better, but maybe that was an introduction or something. I don't know. Um, but okay, so we'll talk about that a little more in depth. Not fighting the feeling. So the feelings that you have, maybe you're anxious, maybe you're worried about something, someone made you upset, or you made yourself upset, or you're feeling sad, like just out of nowhere. Because I feel like that happens a lot to me, and I don't understand why. So I'm trying to get away from the feeling. But I've realized now, in the silence I'm able to give myself when I'm feeling that way, I'm able to digest it just so much better. You know what I mean? Like I'm not running away from it because I feel like in the past I was trying to run away from myself, but now I feel myself running away from the real world because I want to know like what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the world tries to put our feelings onto ourselves, and it really shouldn't be that way because everyone has their feelings differently. They have their own boundaries. Everyone's different. Well, yeah, we're all human on the same spectrum. Eh, somewhat, but we all react to something differently. And maybe you have your best friend or like family members who might agree with you on the same things, but everyone's going to have their own certain like this is the way I want it. You know what I mean? So being able to understand what you're certain this is the way I want it to be is fine because I feel like people forget that their boundaries are their boundaries. It's not anyone else's boundaries to care or like understand. It's your boundaries to understand because you know your emotions and you know what makes you feel what way. You know what I mean? Uh, all right. So in my past, I have bottled up emotions so much. I would say it has taken me maybe it's been I would say 2 years, oh maybe even a year really, to be able to actually express my emotions. And that's because I was just as a kid I was taught bottle up your emotions because you don't know how other people are going to react to them. And now I've realized it does not matter how other people react because no one will understand you no matter what. No matter what. Like we talked in the last episode, if you have watched or not, but if we talked in the last episode, we talked about not caring about what people think about you because people are caught up in their own real life things that they can't even understand themselves. So you have to be able to know your own boundaries and be emotional. Being emotional is a part of the journey of life because you're emotional and then you figure out why you're emotional and you're able to hold it. Now you can control it. Now you're in control of your emotions. Your emotions aren't in control of you. Um, but yeah, so I would build up my emotions and then it would just get to a point where I would I would bottle them up and then they just keep building and building and building and building and building till it blows up at the top and then it just crashes down and then my emotions are in control again. You know what I mean? Because there's a difference between bottling it up and sitting down, understanding why you're feeling this way and getting it out of your system. You know what I mean? Like for me, I know when I'm like anxious or I'm upset or something, bro, I'm cranking out some push-ups, bro. Swear. That helps me so much. Or like going out in nature. I've realized nature is such a real tool that people can use day in and day out. Like no one understands this. Like look what I'm looking at right now. Look at the fall colors. Like look at that red and the bird poop on my freaking window. Like this is like I feel amazing right now. And I know if I was to be in my room, like if I was to be in my room in a dark area, of course you're gonna feel that way because you're making yourself feel that way. You're sitting in a dark room, not wanting to see the world. But you have to really realize we have to pick our head up and realize what's around us. I feel like a lot of battles I have with myself, this might be for someone else too, but a lot of battles I have in my own head, I'm creating. I'm creating those battles, and I have to really get out of my own head and realize everything's fine. Like I'm looking around, green trees still here. The leaves turning red. October. I mess with the fall. I really do mess with the fall. The fall, I feel like, is a perfect mixture between like being warm because I feel like in the morning it's really cold, then in the middle of the day it gets like a good temperature, and then at nighttime it gets really cold again. I love that because I love wearing like sweatpants, hoodies. Like that's my shit. But I do also just love wearing shorts. I love shorts because now it feels like no. Actually, I love wearing sweatpants and stuff because I get really big ones, so it feels like I got nothing on. So, but I'm still like cozy. You know what I mean? Um, where was I going with that? I don't know. Oh yeah, like the battles that I make in my head, I have civil wars in my head, bro, and it's like absurd. And I realized that I need to get out of the house, bro, because it's so easy to just lay in bed, play the game, or like scroll on your phone all day. But actually getting out the house, bro, I have real like okay, I kind of overdo it sometimes with being out the house. Like I'd say I'm in my room maybe 15% of the day, and then not even maybe 10, and then at the end of the day I'm just sleeping or I'm like playing the game, watching WWE or something, but that's it. And I've realized I have got myself like burnt out so quickly now. So I well not now, but like I've been able to even it out a little better. But when I first started doing it, like I was doing it to the extreme. So you have to be able to find your own balance because some people not being in their room for a long time, that's good for them. But for me, I love my room, bro. I love my room because like I'm able to tailor fit it to what I want. Like I got my game in there. I'm good. And and as a kid, I was very introverted. So, like, that's kind of like my safe space. You know what I mean? Because I know what I like, my ways, and all that. Because I don't want to say I'm a messy guy, but I can definitely have a mess around. But it's a mess that doesn't get in my way. You know what I mean? Like, I can still function in my room perfectly, and I know where everything is. Like, that's the type of person I am. I'm not a fucking, no, tidy. I need to know where this is. I need to know where that is. I just know where everything is because it's my way. You know what I mean? And that's once again because it's my room. It's no one else's to understand. No one else has to understand. You know what I mean? So same thing with your mind, with the way around you, with your body. It's your way because it's your life. Your life. No one else's. Your life. Uh all right, so we finished this one. Finish this one. Finish this one. All right. And then we kind of talked about this one already of like what helped me and with the sitting with the emotions and trying to understand what got me to this point of like being upset. And then I put in parentheses as well, sometimes nothing. Like sometimes the world like okay, I've been talking to my uncle way more often than I ever do. He lives in Georgia, but like as a kid me and him were so close because of WWE. Yeah, boy, what y'all know about it? I hope I can find my WWE boys in here, dude. I swear to you, I hope I can find them because I am a junkie for that stuff. Please, I just went to Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza. It was cool because I was there, but if I was to watch it like as a pay per view, I would have not enjoyed it. It was all right. But I went to SummerSlam in Cleveland 2 years ago because I'm from Cleveland. 216. But I'm from Cleveland, but I went to New Jersey. this year for SummerSlam, the 2 night event, best thing I have ever experienced in my life. And it was crazy though because everyone was hating on it like absurdly. Like there's families talking about, oh, like we can't leave now and like all this shit. I'm sorry if you don't like this shit, but once again, my life. Um um but yeah, it was just crazy to me because it was so amazing. But I think it's because wrestling has become such a big name that people are going for they're going for the like name of WWE now, and ESPN even bigger. Like I feel like for me, I'm a fan of the cinema that is made. Like I see the bigger picture. But for other people, they're just looking for those 10-second, 15-second TikTok clips, and that's what really ruins it because now they're feeding into the viral moments of just getting the viral moments and not doing actual storylines. So it's like making it a little iffy. But they are I see the shift in it now. But I see it's shifting into a better way. But but yeah, sorry to get off topic. But once again, my life, and I love WWE. Um, yeah, and what helped me figure out what got me out of the feeling. Because you really do have to remember. Actually, this is my next topic. I didn't even like look at it next, but you have to remember that your emotions are like a river current. We talked about this though. Oh my gosh, we talked about this last episode too. How emotions, I look at emotions like a river. So it gets going, then it gets crazy, then it gets crazy, then it evens itself out again. Then it goes. You can't continuously be even because you have to remember the things that are happening around you, weather. And okay, so we're saying this like we're doing the representation of ourselves with the river, and then the weather is these real life things that we have going on. So the river has its own flow. So if nothing disturbed it, obviously it's going to stay the same way. But the world is around us, so the real life things, wind, rain, tornadoes, heat, uh stone, rocks in the water, everything's going to affect it, but it's going to even itself out at the end of it. So you have to remember that you're this never ending river current of just emotions because our brain, you have to remember how in depth our brains really are. Our brains are producing okay, I don't know for you guys, but the people I have talked to, and for me, my brain is producing thoughts 24/7. And I've been able to slow it down a little better, but I actually love it at the same time because I understand that it helps me get this. Like I can do this now. You know what I mean? Um, And okay, so yeah, on the current, and it's gonna get crazy, but you have to know how to sustain yourself on the boat that you're on. Well, you really are the river, so you just have to know how to sustain the crazy levels to it. Because if you don't, you're gonna drown in your own river. We cannot drown in our own river because it's our river. We tailor fit it to how we want it. So being able to just not drown in our own river and staying in the same current, because you have to remember we're this river and this current is continuously going. So it's not gonna be a thing of, oh, the current stops when it's crazy and it's gonna just stay here the whole time. No, it's gonna be crazy and then it's gonna slow down later on. It might be crazy for a very long time, but it's going to slow down at the end. So you have to remember that we're going to go through these things and we're going to have these emotions because our brains are so in depth and so just like it's so absurdly FedEx. It's so absurdly like in depth that we cannot fathom it. So you have to just be able to understand it a little more than trying to control it. You know what I mean? Because realistically, yeah, we can control our emotions when we understand, but in the moment, you sometimes cannot control them. So you have to be able to realize what helps you regulate it. Regulation is what we need. Regulation, not control. We just need to regulate it to be able to know, okay, I feel this way. I'm not going to feel this way forever. What can I do to be able to make myself feel better? You know what I mean? And then how emotions show up in the body because I feel like for me, I have I have like I have a few consciousnesses in my body. So I have my body consciousness of my body tells me things, and then my left side of my brain, which I say is my unconscious thoughts, that is what my like thoughts that are randomly coming in, like the thoughts that our brain just makes, those are my unconscious thoughts on my left side. But my right side are the conscious thoughts that I have. So when I have these like feelings right here, I have to be able to use my conscious brain, the conscious side of my brain, to be able to understand what I'm actually feeling, because it's all connected. We are all one thing. Like this is all one thing. So you have to be able to understand when your body is telling you signs and when your mind is telling you signs. You know what I'm saying? Um, So for me, I feel like stress happens a lot either in the front of my brain or like the back of my throat. Like that happens so much for me. But with joy, that I feel like that happens. That gives you the butterfly effect, like the butterfly feeling in my stomach. Then like I feel like accomplishment that's in my brain because I know what I went through in it to get to the end of it. You know what I mean? And then my toes, they're always just cold. Like my toes are just cold. I don't know why I just said that, but I'm working on that because I actually today was leg day, and I'm working on it because I realize when I'm in the gym, I only want to do upper body, but I'm not. I can get way more progress. I can get way more progress when I give myself the rest days, but I think I always need to do upper body. But I've realized because one time, not too long ago, I think it was like 3 days ago, my fucking feet were so cold while I was sleeping, but my upper body was so hot, like I was sweating. So I realized I need to get blood flow to my legs. And then I realized that's why people wear diabetic socks because their feet are always cold. And if they don't have socks on, their feet are freezing and they're so uncomfortable. And I don't want to wear diabetic socks because I hate socks in general. Um, and I do feel like actually, stress and sadness goes through my throat. Like I feel like it builds up because I have all these. Oh, that makes so much sense. I have all these like thoughts and then I have all these feelings in my body that it gets stuck right here because now I can't vocalize it and get out of it. You know, that makes so much sense. Wow, I've never thought about that. But that makes so much sense now. And that brings me to the next topic. Oh, wait. Okay. Learning to before we get to the next topic, learning to recognize the physical signals that are showing you before you get overwhelmed, because it gets to it, you get the little feeling first and then you try to like no. But if you're actually get the feeling and you try to understand what the feeling actually is, then that's when it's able to regulate it. Once again, we're not controlling, we're just regulating. um yeah, so then actually that that's not the next topic. But the next topic is turning bad emotions into actually it doesn't matter. Like I can go anywhere I want. Okay, so what I was saying about like the whole like getting caught right here thing. Okay, so the sadness I feel like mostly comes from my brain, but then it like you know how your like throat back here is connected to your brain in some way. So like the thoughts come down and I want to vocalize it, but I don't because I just don't have anyone to talk about it to. And then the anxiety and everything and the like feelings that I get of like stress and anger and all that come from here. So then it builds up right here as well and I don't like let it out. Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but I've realized therapy is such a good thing. Like I started going, I really don't. I started going when I actually started insurance too. So like a year ago. So I might be close to a year of therapy as well. But I took a little break too because I was doing pretty good and I took a little break. But so we're pretty close to a year of therapy too. But I realized for me, I don't use therapy as like, oh, I'm trying to find someone to help me figure out what I like need to do with my life. I feel like I'm using it as a kind of a crutch to be able to express myself because I don't like trauma dumping on people. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's just taken such a wrong way nowadays. Um, but like I've been able to trauma dump to my therapist because I'm paying that fucker. So I'm trauma dumping to him and I can answer my own questions when I'm just talking it out. Because I know for me, when I'm in my head, they're just consistent thoughts. There's no like we're not getting to end unless like unless I'm actually like trying to. But when I have those anxious thoughts, there's no getting to an end. But when I'm actually able to verbalize it with someone, I can answer my own questions. I just have to be able to really hear myself say it. You know what I mean? That's why I do talk to myself a lot out loud. Like I talk to myself out loud a lot. So people think I'm like schizophrenic or something. Which um yeah. Okay, so we kind of did that, and so talking it out is a good technique to be able to like really process what you're feeling. Talking it out. So find someone that you know that maybe you guys have like been through a lot of shit together, or maybe you haven't, and you know that they're like a person who can just be able to be that person for people. You know what I mean? And you can do the same thing for them because there's a lot of people in the world who want to hear but they do not express. So if you can be that person of wanting to tell them and them being able to help you and being the person for them to be able to vent to too, that's a bond that will never be broken, and it's beautiful. You really have to try it. I feel like I need some chapstick right now because I'm just like my lips are so dry. Intermission real quick. Mm, lifesaver. Um, chapstick. EOS chapstick, the way to go. Because it gets like I don't need it all day every day after I use it like once or twice. Like I feel like with Carmax and like Burt's Bees and all that, and the like that black and white, it's like has a white top and then a black body. That those they literally put shit in there so that you have to consistently use it. Like they purposely dry your lips out if you don't have it. But EOS, they lock you in a lot, bro. Like, please try it out. Um, but yeah, another tool I use for processing is also breathing techniques. So there, I don't have like real breathing techniques, but I close my eye. I guess you could call it a little meditation. But I close my eyes and I feel my like the air going through my nose and the air coming throughout my mouth. Then I feel my lungs opening up and deflating and opening up and filling up and deflating, opening up, deflating. And it regulates me, like we said, because we have to remember. I feel like I lose like when I'm anxious, I'm like, but if I actually take the time to take deep breaths and feel the air going through my body, it regulates me and brings me down to earth a little bit when I have no one to bring me down to earth. You know what I mean? Um, And journaling, I have recently started to journal. That has helped me so much. Like I never thought I would be a writer of like wanting to write shit down, but it helps so much, especially with like remembering stuff too, because I do have a bad time of remembering stuff because I'm always doing something. So it's hard for me to be able to remember what I did like that morning or something, you know what I mean? And the that does it a lot too. So but I've realized that I can because weed. Okay, well, just weed helps me like it helps me regulate my thoughts because one, like I said, my thoughts are just continuously going. So sometimes I have a hard time to be able to sleep. But I have been getting better at it because I've been like going out and doing stuff consistently. Um, but yeah, so that like it evens each other out because I don't want to forget about the momentum that I build because I have been having really good days, and I realized that I forget the momentum I build and I don't build the confidence in my head sometimes. But the journaling, I can go back and remember. I'm like, damn, you did all of that, dude. Like, what do you have to worry about? Like, you just had a great ass day yesterday. Why are you waking up and like feeling like the world's about to end? We just had a good ass day yesterday. So journaling, that helps too with being able to remember that we're not tripping. Dang, these times are like really off. Like on here it's 11:58, but on here it's 12:03 on my phone. Um, and movement. Oh my gosh, that's what we were talking about earlier. Movement and getting out in nature, like getting out and doing a trail, bro. I run on this trail in Parma, and it's a skyline trail, so I can see the skyline of downtown from Parma. And if you're from Cleveland, you know that does not make sense. But I run through there. It may be like a 10-15 minute run, and then you get to like the actual the skyline, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. Then you run back, and once I'm back, my body is fucking. I'm like, but I've been actually. Last one was solid. I was real solid. Um, but yeah, so your body is just like it gets to a point where you can't even overthink anymore because your body's trying to fend for itself. But then at the end too, it's like, oh, I feel so good because then you see stuff that you regularly wouldn't. These acorns keep falling in my car, or like I don't know, but something keeps falling in my car. But you realize that it's like wow, like once again, looking up and looking around the world, the things I've seen on that trail, I would have never thought about in my life. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. So getting out and movement and being able to move, not even getting out on trails either, because I know some people like they don't drive or they don't like nature, but like getting up, push ups, stretching, uh yoga, calisthenics, pull-ups, that's calisthenics. So any calisthenics really. If you don't know what calisthenics are, I would look into it because I feel like for me that's way better workout than like weights and stuff because weights I feel like just get you thick as fuck and I don't want to be thick as fuck. Like I want to be able to like move around and jump around and shit. I love fucking like I love adventuring. So I don't want to get to a point where I'm like too big to be able to like enjoy my time there, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be huffing and puffing because I'm carrying around fucking 270. I don't want to. Like fuck that. Movement or talking it out like we said, and how to pause before reacting. How to pause before reacting. That's the biggest thing for me. I've realized that I used to act out and say, well, I still do. I don't act out like without thinking, but I definitely say a lot without thinking. So I'm trying to get better at that. But I have definitely been able to regulate it because I have been taught to bottle my emotions already. So I have already built it. So some people, they're emotional throughout their whole life, and that's now we have to learn that. But for me, now I have to learn how to how to think before I speak on a regular basis. But I have the ability to think before I speak emotionally because I've been taught to not do it at all. So I got a good middle. But for other people, they probably have a good middle of thinking before they speak, but they can't think before they speak emotionally. So you know what I'm saying? Because it's my life and I have the things that work for me, and you have your life that works for you. So I hope that someone could give me some type of like thought or something to be able to help me with speaking before I think regularly, because I definitely do know that I need help with that. So if you guys could help me and lock me in on that, I hope that what I'm saying could help you with your emotions. Okay, so we finished the last topic I had. Now we're in the middle of turning bad emotions into teachers. So I put down, I'm gonna just, so anger shows you the boundaries that you have. I think I said that earlier. And then sadness points out to something that matters to you. So like when you're upset about something, that maybe didn't go your way, you realize that that matters to you. So then now you have to find the preparation, and anxiety is a signal of preparation and self care where it's needed. So it all goes hand in hand. Sadness, that's things you care about. Then the anxiety of trying to fix the sadness is things that point out the the self care and the what did I put here? The preparation that you need to be able to fix the sadness, because now the sadness is what you want to fix, and you realize you got sad over that thing, so that matters to you. So now, but then now you're trying to fix it, but now you're anxious about fixing it. So now then you have to use your anxiety to be able to realize where your preparation and self-care need to go to. So I really do think anxiety is a first part to fixing all the rest of the emotions, because the anxiety is where the I can't do it starts from. So if you're able to crush the anxiety, not even crush, once again, regulate anxiety, because everyone's going to have the anxiety moments. But I feel like anxiety is such a blessing in disguise, because I wasn't anxious, I wouldn't be doing anything. I wouldn't be trying new things. I wouldn't be like going out and trying to figure out who I am. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to use anxiety to be able to realize where you need to work on to be able to fix to regulate everything else. You know what I mean? Because your anxiety is where it all starts. Your because you can have a plan. Okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But taking the first step is the hardest part. So you have to be able to regulate the anxiety to, yeah, you might still be anxious while you're doing it, but you can still take the first step to do it. So then, okay, so that's for me. That's what helped me. I regulated anxiety to be able to do the things while still anxious and while still tired, while still worried. All like I can do it at a better rate than I used to before. Excuse me. And then sadness points out something that you cared about or something that matters to you. So the sadness, you regulate the anxiety, then the sadness is now where you realize what really matters to you and what you can work on. Then anger is what boundaries you have for yourself now. So I mean, I'm not you don't have to do this in any way like particularly, but I feel like it goes for what helped me was the anxiety, the sadness, and then the anger because the anger I didn't have much. I was just it was more of sadness that I had. So I had to regulate that. But for other obviously for other people, you're gonna have your things that are worse for you, and I'm gonna have my things that are worse for me. But for anger, that shows boundaries that you have for yourself. Now you can maybe do something that you don't like and that makes you angry at yourself. So then now you remember, okay, that's a boundary for myself that I don't want to cross because I can't make myself angry. Like that you cannot be the main point of your own sadness, anger, and like anxiety. Well, obviously anxiety is a little different because that's different. But you can't be the main source of your own sorrows. You have to be able to be solid and be able to care for yourself. But these real world things are going to come and the like in-depth thoughts that we have are going to come. So you have to be able to be solid in yourself to be able to fight it all off and regulate it. Um and then yeah, that's that's really all I got for today. A pretty good pace actually at 31:52 where we're ending at. But yeah, man. Like I said, social medias are going to be in the link below, and I'm gonna post this YouTube video before I post the social media because yesterday I posted the social media clips before I posted the YouTube video. So I'm definitely going to post this first, and then I'm going to make clips to post on social media. So I have my social media in the bio or with the description. And then my YouTube is the same as all my other social medias. Miguel with three L's at the end of Miguel, and then Veloz, Veloz. So it's MiguelLLVeloz. So that's just my name, and yeah, because I wanted to do faceless, but I feel like this is way more because like you can see where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? Like I could tell you where I'm coming from. I feel like with social media things, people don't want to see a face because they don't want to be like I feel like they gain a perspective of the person before they even make up, which is an actual a mental disorder that my friend told me about of like you making other people this like this higher up and like seeing them way bigger than they even see themselves, and it's a made up thing, like seriously, like mental disorder. Not okay, I don't want to say disorder, but it's definitely a mental thing. um but yeah, like I don't want you guys to think that I'm better than anyone. Like I'm not at all. And I know I'm not. But I know what works for me. And I know that what works for me can work for someone else. And I know that what works for someone else can work for me as well. So I'm doing this to try and trade thoughts. I'm not doing this to try and be like, I'm better than you. You need to do this, you need to do that. I want to give my own experiences and what helped me get to those experiences to be able to help people get through it because I know for me in life I have never had anyone to be able to truly tell me how to get through things. I had to build this all myself. So that's why I'm so in tune with myself because it's only been me to be able to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying I've never had support around me. I've definitely had my mother's support and everything. But once again, a man's mental is way different than a woman's mental. So, and that's a whole nother topic we could talk about too, that we will talk about, because I'm very strong about that. Not in a masculine, oh, like, uh, men are superior, women are superior, all that shit. But I understand what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I hope you guys have a really good day today. It's Wednesday, October 2nd. I can't wait for Halloween. I'm very excited for Halloween. I don't know what I'm wearing yet. Leave a comment what your costume ideas are so I can try and get some too. I'm thinking about Star Wars. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, where are my keys? I got a black Nissan Rogue, and well, you don't know. I fuck with Star Wars, and Anakin is the Rogue Jedi, Nissan Rogue, and it's all black. So the car's name is Anakin. Then I just went to when I was at Crocker. I don't know. I can't remember if I said this or not on the last podcast, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, because I talked about the guy I walked out. But I was at Crocker and I went to the Lego store, got my dog Yoda, and then I've had Spider Pig for a while. But yeah. What was I? Oh, yeah, that's why I wanted to do Star Wars, because I really do fuck with Star Wars. I used to hate on it really when I was younger, but I love it now. Um, but yeah, hit me up with some Halloween ideas, costume ideas, and let me know what you think about this too, because I really do want to hear what you have to say. You know what I mean? Because this is why I'm doing it. I want to hear what others have to say. All right, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Good things are coming. It's coming. Don't worry.